So we got the camera on. Awesome. Let me grab some right quick. All right, cool. All right. All right, what's good, YouTube? All right, we are here. I know it's been a few months, but there will be some more lives. I'm already getting some more videos out for you guys. All right, now what we're doing this morning. All right, so I already washed my waves last night. Did a washing style. Woke up, do rag fell off my head. So let me show you guys what it's looking like. All right, so as you guys can see, my waves are all over the place right now. I mean, this is fresh after a washing style, y'all. Just laid everything down. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bounce this back, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. All right. So of course, go ahead and start combing against the grain. All right, cool. Now in this case, what I like to do, grab some oil. I'm using aloe oil. It could be any oil, and we're gonna distribute some across our scalp. Now some people they like to comb their hair back and then they put the oil in their scalp, but I like to do this so I get to actually massage it. There we go. There we go. We're gonna lay it right back down. You see, look how my waves instantly came back. Look at that. So this is the benefit of keeping your hair cut low and putting oil in your hair first, because it helps your hair move a lot easier. Definitely gotta make sure y'all comb the crown too. Because there's some many hairs that's all bundled up in here. All right, next we're gonna apply some pomade. I like to get some and put some in the crown. It's not gonna look perfect. Just get it in there. I'm gonna get a medium brush, actually. I'm gonna get a medium brush. Hold on. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, now I'm using a medium brush because remember, you naturally want to keep your crown a little bit higher than the rest of your hair. So by default, what that means is your crown's gonna reach a thicker length faster than the rest of your waves. In this case, I feel like a soft brush isn't enough to lay my crown down alone. So that's why I'm using a medium brush. You can see it starting to become more refined now. I hope y'all been having a good and safe summer. Y'all been out here showing your waves off at the pool, jacuzzi, water parks. Hope y'all been safe out here, y'all. Alright, for those who are just now coming on, I did a wash and style yesterday, but my do-rag fell off my head this morning, so this is why I'm having to pretty much start from scratch and bouncing my waves back. I'm sure this happens to y'all as well, where you get a nice good wash and style in, and then your do-rag just had to fall off your waves, just couldn't stay on there. That's all good though. We're gonna bounce our waves back. We're gonna bounce them back. It's all good. We're gonna bounce them back. Now, for those of you who haven't been keeping up with my videos, I am trying to shift this fork right here, these forky areas. I normally brush this way, so recently I've been brushing this way to try and confuse the hair. So I'm just gonna let y'all know, if y'all see my waves starting to look a little wonky, it's probably because I'm shifting. I'm in the middle of shifting, so we're gonna keep it locked. But just just wanted to throw that out there. Just want to throw that out there. I'm good, man. I'm good. Good to see you doing well, Perpetual. I'm good. I'm good. Thankful to God for another amazing day. Just trying to bounce my waves back. Did a nice washing style. Woke up, whole do-rag fell off. So I figured this is a perfect opportunity to show you guys what to do if that happens to y'all. But how are you? How's your wave journey going, man? How is it? All right. So we're done with that. Here, now we're gonna brush the outer waves. Start laying down. Y'all know what's interesting is this actually used to be my weak side. So what I've been doing is I've been putting some extra brush strokes on this side at the start of my wave session, and I'll go around my waves and then I'll finish on this side with some extra brush strokes, and now they're starting to connect more. So that just goes to show what happens when you have a weak side and you give it a lot more dedicated attention. You can definitely fix it. Let's see. Hey, you know what? Well, hey, man, I'm still honored to have you watching the lives. And hey, you know what? At the end of the day, we all out here just trying to look our best selves. So, hey, I salute you. I wish you the best on your lock journey. And definitely let me know. Definitely let me know how it goes for sure. We all still a big family here, man. And you know what's interesting? If I did not have waves, I probably would consider doing locks. I probably would. I'm not even gonna lie. Man. Yeah, man. You know, but it's weird. Sometimes I feel like for the longest, this used to be my strong side and my left side was my weak side. But I've been giving this a lot more attention. So it's kind of like you definitely got to learn to balance it for sure. What made you want to get locks? Like, have you always wanted locks, or is this like, okay, let me try something new? I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Hey, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, can't wait to hear more about it, man. Yeah, see, now this used to be my strong side. Like, it's not bad, but a couple of forks here. But I've also been shifting this side to try and break two forks around here. So I'm sure this side's probably about to change a little bit. All right, so like I said, for some of y'all beginners, I normally would brush kind of like slightly angled, but I have a couple of stubborn forks, like this fork right here that comes here. Yeah, like this fork. Hold on, there we go. Like this fork right here. And I've been vertical brushing and it won't move. So the fastest way that's been making the most progress is brushing this way. This is a hidden gem. This is a secret. I'm putting y'all on game right now. Is brushing at a completely opposite angle. All right. They call this the flawless connection method. I did not come up with this method. The first time I heard of this was by 360 Jeezy. But he released a video like 16 years ago. So I was like, let me put y'all on game. For those of y'all who love my content specifically, let me do a version of it. And ever since I've been brushing at this awkward angle, it's gonna feel weird at first. These forks have slowly been lining up because it was worse than this. Like 3 days ago, I had like a wide fork here. But ever since I've been brushing this way, the fork is now starting to become more narrow. So instead of it spreading out, it's now becoming narrow, which is what you want as a good indication for your waves. All right. Now you wouldn't brush your entire pattern in this exaggerated angle. You would just do the fork like this at this exaggerated angle, and then you brush everything else the same. Now, if you're a little uncomfortable doing that, I would recommend do it for 1 week, 5 days, 5 to 7 days, and then go back to brushing normal. And then, and kind of take turns with it. That way you don't have to feel like you might mess your waves up. Yeah, no, I feel you, Perpetual. Well, hey, man, I wish you the best of luck, man. I wish you the best of luck. And I want to thank you for your support. The Wave Game's going to miss you. We're going to miss you, man. But, hey, we'll always be here for you, too, if you ever decide to come back. Hey, like I said, we all on this journey called life together, man. Alrighty. Cool. All right. All right, cool. Yes, sir. All right. Now, I like to use this crown brush to kind of help close my crown up. Right here, I just place it on there and I just kind of twist it. Actually, let me show you guys what it looks like when you actually have product on it. So last step, put one more down. All right, this time I'm just focused on this inner crown now. I've already used the soft brush on my waves. Cool. See how it close it up? This is another hack. It's getting like a circular crown brush. I think they call these beard brushes. You can also get like, for your beard. So if you just find something circular like this can really help you isolate your crown. Now, this whole rotation technique is really for swirls. You wouldn't do this with a beehive. Because the beehive, you're gonna have naturally an open crown, but you can use this to brush outward from your beehive crown, and so this can kind of help you isolate your crown more. But for those who have a swirl, just rotate it just like this. Seeing it close the crown up. And then next, now we want, of course, to seal the product in. So I'm using castor's oil to seal in the olive oil, the aloe oil, and the butter. All right, so this is going to be used to seal in the product. You don't want to pour too much. All right, that's enough. Now, some people brush this in. Normally I would, but I'm on a time crunch right now. Grab the plastic bag and just go over my waves, just like that. See that? About time for a lineup, ain't it? About time for a lineup. Once my waves are all, once my waves are all laid down, a couple hours from now, I'll probably give myself a lineup. It's about that time. It's about that time. You know, sometimes we be so focused on brushing, can't forget about the lineup. Still gotta stay fresh out here, y'all. Gotta stay fresh out here. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let's see. Thedo. Yeah, absolutely. I definitely understand. So, first off, it's really going to be determined based off of what pattern you want. So, if you want an open crown, and you want your waves to kind of go out as like a pond drop, a pebble drop in a pond, or beehive style, then you want to do the beehive. In that sense, you would brush your crown more outward because you want it to be open. So just pretend that I have a beehive, right? You don't have to have a brush like this. It could be any brush, but you want to really use just this tip, just the tip of this brush right here. You don't want to use anything else, because remember, your crown is a very isolated area. So you want just the tip of these bristles to touch your waves, right? So again, pretending I have a beehive, you would just brush out, like that. I'll zoom in. Again, out, down, out, and so on and so forth. All right. Now for swirl, of course, same concept. You just use the tip of the brush. Many beginners get it wrong because they're trying to use as much of the brush as possible. You don't want to do that because these bristles are going to start touching the other parts of your hair, and it's just going to mess your crown up. So that's why a lot of beginner wavers have a messy crown, because they're using too many bristles. So that's step number one. Use just the tip. Oh, whoa. Wrong finger. My bad, y'all. My bad. I didn't mean it like that. Now, you want to use just the tip. of the brush, you want to isolate your crown. Now, let me see, what was the other part? I just want to make sure I get everything. Put you on game. Okay, so you want beehive. Okay, perfect. So that example lines up with you. All right, so perfect. Now with beehive, because naturally we have a wide crown, you're gonna have to be very intentional about isolating it. Now, I think your question was, when do you isolate your crown? But I'm lost when it comes to brushing crown. Also, when to do crown isolation. Yeah. So crown isolation, that's pretty much, you want to do that every time. All right. So, like, once you visualize in your mind how tight you want your crown, then every single time you brush your crown, you're essentially doing crown isolation. You are getting as close to your crown as possible. So let me demonstrate. Now I have a swirl pattern, but the same concept applies for beehive. So look, I like to use a curved brush because they're narrow here. So it helps you really get in deep. So let's say my crown's right here. Now I closed my crown, right? I closed it earlier, but let's say it was right here. So my crown is right here. Some people, they'll stop their brush all the way out here, right? They'll stop it right here. They won't even go in to the center. They're too far out, in other words. They're way too far out, and that's why their crown's not isolated. For beehive, that looks like people stopping their brush right here and brushing out, here and brushing out, or here and brushing out. They're brushing the right angles. There's nothing wrong with the angles. It's just how close to your crown are you getting. If you want to isolate a crown, you need to go in closer, all right? So for beehive, right, don't start here and brush out. Start here. You see, it almost looks like I'm on the crown, but I'm not. This would be me on it. You don't want to be on it, but like right here. You got to start right here and brush out, right? So if you're brushing this angle, instead of starting right here, you start right here and brush out. I'll zoom in real quick. Start right here and brush out. Start right here, almost like you're on the center of your crown. And just keep in mind, your crown is not going to be perfectly centered. Mine's is offset to the right. Your crown may be offset to the left. It may be in just wherever your crown is. Just go in as close as possible and then go out. And that's going to help you isolate your crown. Now, another tip that's going to help you is by combing your crown out. This is what a lot of beginners get wrong. They don't comb their crown. You have these what seem like invisible hair follicles that's all bundled up. So you want to comb your crown and lift your crown up. And that's going to lift those hard to see hairs. And so that way, when you brush, you can make sure everything is detangled and laid down, all right? So that's how you're gonna better your crown, and I hope that really helped. If you do need more tips, then you wanna check out the Elite Cheat Guide. I have it in my description on all my videos. That's gonna cover a lot more tips that's gonna help you. Or you can book a one-on-one call with me at your own time. That's just an offer that I have. And then I can actually take a look at your pattern and tell you exactly what you need that's going to help you take your waves to the next level. All right. But that's essentially it. So, yeah. So just use the tip of the brush when you're brushing your crown. Go in further. Go further inward into the crown. Kind of like in basketball, how they say, go in, get into the paint with your crown and brush those correct angles from there, all right? You can also use product on your crown to help lay your hair down. And remember, with the crown isolation, you're doing the crown isolation technique pretty much every time you brush your crown. So that way it trains your hair to fill up that area, if that makes sense. So I know that was a lot, but I hope that I explained that. Again, you can rewatch this as many times, or you can book a call with me. I'm here to help, and you can check out the Elite Cheat Guide as well. All right, that's for free, so be sure to check that out by going to my channel bio page or in the link to any of my descriptions. All right, cool. All right, y'all. So we're about to finish this up. We'll lay these waves down. And look, for my beginners out there, do not feel discouraged if you feel like your waves don't look perfect, like perfectly laid before you put your do-rag on. You see what I'm saying? Like, my waves at the top are really laid, but my waves are usually more defined than this, all right? It's not gonna look perfect before you rag up. It's just gonna be the most laid it'll get, but it's not gonna be perfectly laid, all right? So I've had times where I've been doing some heavy woofing. I've had times where I've done heavy woofing like for 2 months, 3 months. And by the time I'm done with my brush session and even the plastic bag, my waves don't look like they're gonna be swimming like that when I unrag. But then I just stay ragged up for an hour or two and I unrag and my waves are dipping. So just because your waves aren't perfectly laid now does not necessarily mean that you did something wrong. It just may need to be compressed for a couple hours. You see? So just keep that in mind, y'all. All right, cool. And there's one last trick I like to do. I do a plastic bag, but I do it for my crown, all right? So I do the same thing that I do for the rest of my waves, I do for my crown. And that's how my crown has improved over time as well. I do the same thing. Cool. All right. I'm gonna rag up. There we go. Cool. Yeah, nah, for real. The crown was definitely one of the areas that I neglected when I was first getting waves. Because, you know, in your mind, you're thinking, okay, nobody's really paying attention to the crown like that. Let me just get the waves on the outside. But the more of a developed waver you become and the more you surround yourself with other wavers, the crown naturally becomes a topic of discussion. And I'm actually gonna let y'all know, I'm actually working on a product right now specifically dedicated to the crown specifically. So y'all be sure to be on the lookout for that. I'm excited about it because I really think it's gonna take a lot of people's crown to the next level, and it's gonna break down everything people need to know about the crown. So be on the lookout for that. That's coming out here in a few weeks. But yeah, y'all be safe. Thank y'all for hopping on the live. There will be more content to come. Y'all stay safe out here in the summer, and God bless y'all. Y'all be safe. Salute.